Hi, I'm Richard Keach. Welcome to a virtual tour of my efficient electric home in Melbourne, Australia. This is the first of hopefully many virtual tours of all electric homes associated with the Facebook group My Efficient Electric Home, which is moderated by Tim Forsey, Jenny Edwards and me. So if you're not already a member of this group, please follow the link and join us. This is where I live with my family. This is us. Our home is suburban, built early last century, made of timber, renovated in about 1997, and over the period of 2007 to 2013 I undertook a serious energy efficiency retrofit. By the way, our car uses electricity too. The headline achievements of the energy efficiency retrofit are: we use 75% less energy, we don't use any gas, we have fitted solar PV, we're net energy positive, and we have negative energy bills. Just to clarify, the term net energy positive means that we're generating more energy than we use over the course of an average year. Without going into too much detail, I wanted to outline why I think it's important not to use gas in our homes. Firstly, gas is a dirty fossil fuel whose climate impact is much worse than is generally supposed. Gas is expensive, and our gas market here in Australia is broken. In Victoria and New South Wales, where historically most gas has come from the Victorian Bass Strait gas fields, the supply is depleting fast, which is leading to an increased dependence on unconventional gas, mainly from Queensland. The case against gas is summed up nicely by this quote by Rachel Golden of the Sierra Club. There's no pathway to stabilising the climate without phasing gas out of our homes and buildings. This is a must-do for the climate and a livable planet. We have 3 solar arrays. The first was installed in 2007, that's 1.3 kilowatts. We added another 2.5 kilowatts in mid-2011, and later in 2011 we added another 1.1 kilowatts to bring the total rooftop solar to 5 kilowatts. That's giving us about 18 kilowatt hours a day, and of that we're exporting about 12.5 kilowatt hours. We're lucky enough to receive the Victorian premium feed-in tariff, which on average is giving us about $9 a day credit on our bill. On top of that, because of self-consumption of our solar energy, we're avoiding about $2 a day of energy charges. The main efficiency measures taken in the house during the course of the retrofit were draft proofing, insulation, that's insulation in the ceiling, walls and under the floor. We improved the glazing, we improved the lighting, and we fitted an induction cooktop. Other measures taken include a super efficient hot water service, heating and cooling with split systems, and power management. Let's look at the measures in more detail. To stop air leaking around the doors, one of the main things we've done is fit EcoMaster draft dodgers. We've taken a number of steps to deal with gaps and cracks. Firstly, the fixed vents like these have been caulked up, as are the gaps beneath and behind skirting boards and architraves, and around flaps of fireplaces like this one, shown up close here. The best material to do this is Seal 701. It's a water-based caulking compound that goes in white and sets clear. It can be purchased from EcoMaster. Exhaust fans are another big source of draft our case, we've replaced two of the main bathroom fans with folding blade fans like this one. When they're spinning, the fan blades are in the normal position, but when it stops, the fan blades snap shut to reduce most of the drafts. Upgrading the ceiling insulation is terribly important. In our case, we've fitted an extra layer of insulation over the existing glass fibre insulation. In this picture you can see just a peak of the original glass fibre insulation underneath, and we've added a good layer of polyester insulation over the top. In addition to that, I've fitted a product called Kingspan Air Cell underneath the roof joists to give a nice radiant barrier. I've fitted polyester underfloor insulation like this. This isn't actually my place, but it shows the technique. The polyester insulation is fitted between the joists and held in place with staples. We've insulated the walls using an expanding foam product which is injected through holes from the outside. This product is no longer available in Melbourne. Current best practice is to use a blow-in glass fibre loose fill material which has the same effect as the product I used. We did a glazing upgrade to the whole house. The approach we took was secondary glazing. That involves fitting the existing windows with an added Perspex inner layer. The product we chose was called Eco Glaze from EcoMaster, and this is what it looks like in one of its variants. So this is on a door. You can see the timber mouldings holding the Perspex in place. It's held in magnetically, and the mouldings are removable. So the Perspex creates a still air gap, but it's not perfectly sealed. So with magnetically removable mouldings, the Perspex can be removed if need be to clean it. But having said that, I've never needed to do so. Here's another one in my lounge room, different configuration, same idea. And here's yet another in a bedroom on a double hung sash window. Useful to point out that the operation of the sash is preserved because in this case the secondary glazing is entirely within the profile of the frame. Here's a kitchen window. Also shows how the window operation is preserved because the secondary glazing treatment is entirely within the profile of the frame. In our main living area, we've opted for cellular blinds. These are also known as honeycomb blinds. They look great and are also very efficient because they can do two things. They hold a still layer of air against the glass, and they also have a layer of air within the hexagonal structure of the blind itself. The blinds in the living area are Luxaflex Duet, and more recently we've added cellular blinds in the main bedroom. We got these from Veneta Blinds and installed them ourselves. The next of the efficiency steps related to power management. It's important to be able to control the standby power used in a house, and one of the ways we achieved that was by simply fitting switched power boards which allow devices to be fully turned off when they're not being used. Likewise, these type of remote power switches can allow difficult to reach devices to be turned off by simply flicking a switch. Another important management tool is having an in-home display. These devices. devices connect wirelessly to smart meters in Victoria, and and they can let you see at a glance the amount of power being consumed, as well as the consumption during the course of a day. LED lighting was fitted throughout the house. The main living area of the house previously had halogen bulbs in fittings that look like this. That was about 250 watts, and there was 2 of those in the main living area. That's been replaced with fittings that look like this that just use regular LED light bulbs. So the reduction of lighting power in the main living area was about 80%. So throughout the house there's a range of LED light bulbs in place of old CFL and incandescent bulbs. We switched to all electric cooking by choosing an induction cooktop in place of the old gas cooktop when we renovated the kitchen. Our cooktop is from Bosch. Induction cooktops are the most efficient type of cooktop and are extremely responsive and powerful. Many people love cooking with gas, but most who switch to induction are pleasantly surprised that induction can match the power and responsiveness of gas. Induction has other benefits over gas, such as it's better looking, easier to clean, there's lower range hood air velocity required, so it's quieter, and it's safer because it can automatically turn off if a pot is removed and there are no hot flames. Our hot water system is a custom hybrid arrangement combining evacuated tube solar collector with a heat pump hot water service. The solar thermal part uses a 30 tube Apricus solar collector, which is mounted at a steeper than usual angle of about 63 degrees to optimize for winter and to lessen overheating in the summertime. The heat pump unit is from Quantum Energy and has a capacity of about 270 litres. It has the heat pump compressor and evaporator coils mounted on top of the tank. The solar thermal and a heat pump work together to make a system that's more efficient than either could be by itself. It does this by using the sun first, then if that's not enough, the heat pump unit will come on in place of the conventional booster unit normally found with a solar hot water system. The combination then is efficient all year round. The net result is that we use about 95% less energy than the conventional gas hot water system it replaced. I'm happy with the result, however it was expensive, and if I were to do it again I'd just choose a top-end heat pump unit and not bother with the solar thermal part. We used to have an inefficient ducted heating and cooling system along with a gas console heater in the main living area. We replaced it all with reverse cycle split systems. We have 7 indoor units now, served by 2 outdoor units like this. This amounts to 2 separate multi-split configurations. Multi-split allows single outdoor units to power multiple indoor units. This avoids the unsightly installation of one outdoor unit for every indoor unit and also significantly reduces the standby power required. We've been very happy with the heating and cooling, even though the sizing was smaller than was originally recommended by the sales consultant. Choosing a smaller system is possible because of the lengths we've taken with the passive efficiency measures like insulation, draft proofing and glazing. We've got good data for energy consumption, both gas and electricity. This covers the year prior to our retrofit period as well as the entire 7-year period of the retrofit. In this chart, each bar represents 1 month of energy. The red parts represent gas energy, the blue parts represent electrical energy. These numbers represent gross consumption of the house alone, so it doesn't show the effect of the electric car or the solar panels. What stands out is that the energy consumption has a seasonal pattern. In other words, the energy used in the winter months dominates the overall annual consumption because of the heating requirements in our climate. Through the entire period, the occupancy of the home was the same. 2006 was our baseline year. In other words, it represents the situation before the changes were made. We consumed a total of 80 gigajoules of energy that year. Over the following years, you can see the downward trend in energy consumption. In the final year, the consumption was only 20 gigajoules. That's a 75% reduction, and that remaining energy consumption is fully offset by solar-generated electricity from our own roofs. You can see the point in October 2011 where the gas service was abolished. The impact is interesting. It led to a subsequent increase in electricity consumption, but overall the energy consumption in 2012 was much less than 2011 because our split system heating and cooling was much more efficient. In conclusion, after the retrofit was complete, the energy consumption profile looked like this. Our house consumed an average 15 kilowatt hours a day. On top of that, the car consumed an average 3.2 kilowatt hours a day. Our solar panels had a surplus of 13 kilowatt hours a day from a total generation of 18 kilowatt hours a day, and we needed to buy an average 13.4 kilowatt hours a day from the grid. From those numbers you can see we're exporting slightly less than we import from the grid, but that's including the electric car. If you take out the car, then in 2013 the operation of our house was net energy positive. Overall, this shows that significant improvements are possible. It shows that abolishing gas can save money in the long run. And net energy positive is a reasonable goal for home energy efficiency. We're now more comfortable than we were, and we've improved the resale value of the house. To wrap this up, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, I hope you'll consider joining My Efficient Electric Home on Facebook, and perhaps even consider buying The Energy Freedom Home, which is a book I've written about this whole approach to home energy efficiency. You can buy that from Renew, from EcoMaster, or from Reduction Revolution online. Thank you very much.